Let me tell y'all something. Whether y'all want to accept it, believe it or not, everything is magic. Everything is sorcery. And everything you do is witchcraft. Everything you do. When you grow food, and somehow you plant a seed in the dirt and it mysteriously grows into a plant or into food that you can eat, or fruit or vegetables, that's magical. That's also sorcery. Any time you have sex or intercourse and create a whole nother human being, that's magic. That's witchcraft. That's sorcery. Now, about rituals and all of that people be freaking out about, right? If you go to boxing matches or wrestling matches, you're going to participate in a ritual. If you watch MMA, you pray before you eat your food, you're performing a ritual, and you're going to a ritual. If you go to a bullfight, that's a ritual. Anytime you go and you support sports, which they call sports that incite violence and bloodshed, to where a person can be near death or have a near death experience, or perhaps even experience transitioning during that event, you are participating in a ritualistic sport. If you pray to a deity or you believe that a deity exists, then you believe in sorcery. If you are involved in any religion that involves prayer, kneeling, or a certain type of thing that you do, mechanical thing that you do to approach your deity, then you are performing rituals and you are performing witchcraft and sorcery. The bottom line. Every religion practices witchcraft. Every religion practices sorcery. Every religion practices rituals. Just because you're not burning candles, and a lot of y'all do. Y'all burn incense, y'all burn candles. And sometimes y'all think y'all burning candles. I don't care what kind of candle you're burning. You could go home just to go and get a candle. You think you just bringing a scent into your home. You're doing more than that. Depending on the color frequency to your candle, you're also bringing in a whole mood. When you listen to music, you're bringing in a whole mood. Depending on the type of frequency that music entails, you're bringing in a mood. All right. Everything you do. This is why in school they use certain colors for learning, because it invokes the brain to want to intake information. Right. When they show you them commercials late night, why you think they wait till late at night to show you all those food commercials? The colors are enticing on the food. They make hyperbole colors, which means that they exaggerate the color scheme on these food commercials to make you hungry. They know when to show you certain things at certain times of the day, depending on where you live and what your demographic is. All of this whole system, including the government, is all ritualistic. The voting season, why do you think they wait till November? Because that's Scorpio season. That's death season. Scorpio represents death in astrology. And it represents the end of one thing and the beginning of something else. All right. All of this stuff means something, whether y'all want to accept it or not. There's nothing under this sun that has no meaning to it. All your letters mean something, because your letters are numbers. And all your numbers mean something, because they're all sigils and symbols that relate back to astrology or the astrological planes, the astrological realms, the cosmic forces, the intergalactic relationship that we have on this planet that relates to where we originally come from, which is the astral planes. People say, well, it's actually 13 zodiacs. Yes, because that includes the sun. Why do you think in the Bible it was 13 and then it turned into 12? Because Jesus represents the sun. The sun is God. The sun represents the gods. Gods are nothing but forces of nature, principles of nature that we also have within us, aspects of ourselves. When we invoke these forces of nature into a deity, it becomes real to us. This is how you manipulate energy. Magic ain't doing nothing. Spells and curses. All you're doing is manipulating energy to do what you want it to do. That's all you're doing. And those who think it's not real are the most vulnerable for it to happen to. And none of us are exempt from it. None of us. So being spiritual means knowing how to protect the forces that's unseen around you. If you think nothing around you exists, then you're crazy. You a goddamn fool. And I'm here to tell you. I'm here to tell you. See, we've been so structured to think so manual about everything. Everything has to be handed to us and laid out. That means that you do not have the capacity to recognize and intake and comprehend information around you on your own without somebody else telling you what it's supposed to be or relating or translating that information for you. Ain't none of this mechanical and ain't none of this was ever meant to be manual. That's what social engineering has done to us. That's what it's done for us. All gods are nothing but principles and forces of nature. They're not people. I don't care if your God is Allah, Jesus, Buddha, whoever you, Krishna, whoever you choose to believe in, Jesus, I don't care who you choose to believe in. These are not people. They're forces of nature. All of it. When it talks about the wrath of God, why do you think that comes in tornadoes, hurricanes? Nobody can explain this stuff, and people sitting up here talking about they know when life began. Shut your lying ass up. You know nothing. You know nothing. You know why it's so mysterious? Because it's magic. All of this that you see is all related to sorcery and magic, because can't not one human person on this planet explain how it got here. So they make up shit, and then they give it names, and then they give it a meaning. So all this that y'all think I know this, I know that. Don't none of us know nothing besides what we truly experience and what the divine decides to communicate and show us personally. And then y'all got creators. If your God and your creator is behind all of this, then guess what? Your God is a magician. Your God is a sorcerer. Because that's what magicians and sorcerers do. They create something out of nothing. So if God is a magician and God is a sorcerer, why do y'all think it's wrong for us to be in the image of God? Ain't that what y'all believe? We're all Come on with it. Somebody talk to me. Where y'all at? I don't want no crickets on my page. Talk to me. If your God or your creator is responsible for life and all this other majestic stuff that we've been able to see with our physical eye, then that would make your creator and your God a sorcerer. It would make your God a magician. So if your God is your creator and your God is a magician and a sorcerer, and we're created in your God and your creator's image, tell me again, why is it wrong for us to practice what we're created from? We're created in that image, right? So we're just being normal and natural by practicing our own sorcery and our own divination and our own magic. If you take medication, then you putting magic and sorcery in your body. Because that's what medication does. It manipulates your body. It does something mysterious to heal it or mask a symptom. And where did you get your medication from? The pharmacy. Look up the real meaning of the word pharmacy. And where did your pharmacy get the medication from? Who prescribed it? A whole bunch of alchemists, witch doctors, and magicians. Ooh, that sit in labs and experiment with herbs, plants, other accessories that they man-make and create that are hazardous to your health, that is hazardous to you mentally, that is hazardous to your well-being. But nobody says anything. Y'all will take 100 pills and go to church and praise God all day. God is good. Yeah. What about that medication that you taking that's supposed to be helping your diabetes but giving you heart problems? If you drink alcohol, any kind, beer, wine, it don't matter. Cooler, you drinking spirits. All that stuff come from the plants and all the other stuff from the earth, which are souls. Plants are living mechanisms. The dirt is a living mechanism. Everything is living. Trees, plants, bushes, everything is a living soul on this planet. Everything has life. So every time you intake something that's created from the mechanism of the earth, guess what you're putting in your body? Sorcery. spirits. If you smoke, I don't care what it is. Weed, cigarettes, I don't care what it is. You are bringing energy into your body. You're putting energy in your body. Whatever you do, even the food we eat, you can either eat food that's going to heal your body. It can even undo an illness, which is called good magic. Or you can put things in your body that's going to destroy it. That's called bad magic. You take the pick of which one. Is good witchcraft is bad witchcraft. Is good sorcery is bad sorcery. However, none of it is separate. Don't talk me to death. If you lay hands on people and call yourself praying for them, guess what you're doing? You are casting a spell. And if you're one of those people that be talking about God told you something, guess what? You talk to deities and ghosts. Boo. See, you'll have to learn the principles of your deities so y'all can learn how to use them properly. That's why it's important to know that your walk in this journey is personal. Everybody's is. Nobody is supposed to be walking around thinking the same thing, believing in the same thing. We don't all experience the same thing. So my reality might not be yours. Your reality might be something different. But I'm not going to slap you across the face because the people that you think are dead don't talk to you. Or just for instance, if this didn't happen to me, it was a point in time I thought something was wrong with me because this was happening to me, because everybody else around me said something was wrong with it and it wasn't supposed to be like that, and that's not the way God this that. I'm so glad I got out of that boxed frame of mind now that I can be free and be myself and be quirky as I want to be to other people. And as a matter of fact, it's becoming a whole compliment. Call me crazy. Thank you. Call me weird. Thank you. I'll be that crazy bitch. I'll be all of that. I'd rather be that crazy bitch than be your regular ass and still trying to figure out life running around in a maze because you too damn closed-minded. So open your mind and realize that everything is governed by something. This God can't show his face, won't let nobody hear his voice, ain't saying nothing about all the stuff going on in the world, ain't interfering in nobody's argument about his existence. But he is responsible for all this other great, majestic stuff. Then your God is not only a sorcerer and a magician, but he's also a genie in a bottle. It's all governed by energy. Everything, including all of the disasters that we have with tornadoes and earthquakes and all this stuff, hail and rain. And can't nobody explain none of that. Nobody. So for people to be talking about they know who the first humans was, they know who God is, y'all don't know shit. And I said what I said. On that note, be easy. Peace.